So I had a post go viral this week where I did a little rant on ageism and just how I think it's stupid, whether it's young or old, to allow it to happen in your business. And I've got a lot of messages into my inbox and my email on LinkedIn from people just asking me a lot of questions and sharing me with their stories. And I just kind of wanted to address a couple of things about, so how do you stay relevant? And when you're feeling devalued, when you're feeling like you're being washed aside for something that isn't really truly anything to do with merit. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a woman in tech, and I have been in male-dominated industries, financial services and automotive. So I know a few things about what it feels like to be dismissed based on something arbitrary that's an ism, in my case sexism, and also ageism, because I was really young. I was really young when I started in tech. I was 19. And I'm not that young anymore. And so I have come up against that actual dealing with isms constantly in my career. And one of the things that I want to say to all of you who are possibly struggling with that, maybe you never actually had to experience this before. Maybe you didn't have this until recently, where you've been passed over or prejudged on something stupid as an ism in your life. And if you haven't until now, then you're very blessed. Let's just talk about that. That's a privilege that you are only facing this right now. But if you are, it doesn't matter when it happens. It doesn't matter if it's something that you've been experiencing from the moment that you took your first steps in this world, or if it's something that you're experiencing later in life. It sucks. It's hard, right? Because you know who you are. You know deep inside all the talents and gifts and values and things that you want to bring to this world. And to have somebody arbitrarily just look at you and dismiss you, it sucks. And I know that certainly within my company, one of the things that has made me strong is my diversity. We call ourselves a mini UN with every marketing demographic present within my company. And I'm really proud of that. And it's really what makes us diverse. And I think one of the things that you need to understand about being relevant is, first of all, you need to put aside the attitude that thinks that, well, this isn't fair. With the sexism and the things that I had to experiencing quite early on, I remember at one point just getting feisty and being like, fine, if I have to do double the performance and if I have to go into this fight with my arm behind my back, then so be it, and I'm still gonna win. And you really need to just dig deep, and you need to ask yourself, do some homework on yourself, if you will, and find out, like, are you going to really allow yourself to just be beaten down? You get two options when somebody is being unfair with you in your life, when you are being told you can't do certain things because of something stupid. You can either believe them and kind of go away and say that really is, maybe they're right, or you can fight. And if I can give you one thing today is this weekend, especially for those of you who are experiencing ageism, do some journaling and ask yourself a few questions. Remind yourself of who you were when you were 20. Who you were when you were starting out young in your career, filled with hopes and dreams, and you were willing to try anything and do anything. You didn't have that chip on your shoulder. You didn't think you deserved anything. You were just really willing to do the work. And ask yourself if you've lost some of that, because you might. I mean, we get chips on our shoulder. We think that we deserve treatment because of all the stuff that we've done. To have somebody tell you that it just doesn't matter, it's not an easy pill to immediately swallow. So the second thing after that is, let's hit the internet together. Let's start researching. You want to provide value, you want to be relevant. Let me tell you something. The number one thing that you can do is serve people and help them. When you go into a room, the reason why I constantly got asked back, even if I was dismissed at first, even if I was asked to get the coffee, even though I was showing up as the consultant, happened more than once. What I discovered is the moment that I opened my mouth and I was educating people and I was saying, are you aware that this is happening in the marketplace right now? Are you aware that this shift just happened? Do you know X amount of data, blah, blah, blah. And the moment I was able to provide them with value that would either help them competitively or help them not be embarrassed, which is really important, the moment I did that, the way they viewed me changed. You know, it doesn't matter how they were viewing me before because I was able to shift that attitude. So I'm going to do a few posts on the things that I have done over the years to prove my value when people have dismissed me. Some of the things that is some hard homework that I continue to do on myself. And some of them things are very just practical activities that you can do. And I'll be sharing them with you. And you know what? We're going to do some great things together.